Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday night live stream for studentloanjustice.org. My name is Alan Collins. Still a little bit under the weather here, folks, but I'm going to try and hang to it. It's a very important week that we have coming up. For those of you who are new to the group, welcome. We are Student Loan Justice. We're the oldest and largest and first and in many ways only true grassroots group fighting for that thing, student loan justice. For the first 15 years, 15 years of our existence, we were fighting very moderately for the return of bankruptcy protection to student loans. It's still very important, but at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you the United States federal student loan program is finished. It's done. It's dead. It's a dead man walking. This was actually true even before the pandemic, so you know. This biggest mistake of Donald Trump's presidency was not canceling these loans. And up and coming, biggest mistake of the Biden administration and the Democrats is screwing us on the promises they made. So here's the current state of things. Bankruptcy remains of penultimate importance in this struggle. The founding fathers called for uniform bankruptcy laws ahead of the power to declare war and raise an army in the Constitution. The most important policy point that I'm going to make tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are not going to see any sort of meaningful student loan cancellation from Biden or anybody until we get the constitutional right of bankruptcy returned to us. Nobody wants to file for bankruptcy. It's a terrible thing to have to do. We've got to have that right back on our side in order to expect anything meaningful from the Biden administration. That's always been true. It's still true today. Congress cannot cancel loans. They just can't. There's pay-go rules. So to cancel $1.7 trillion in student loans, they have to raise $1.7 trillion in money from the taxpayers. And that is not going to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, the most important legislative point I will make tonight is the fact that there is a bill in the Senate right now, S-2598. Commit that to memory, S-2598. The bill returns bankruptcy rights to federal student loans that are more than 10 years old. It's not perfect. As I said, nobody wants to file for bankruptcy. Very few people should even have to file for bankruptcy. By the way, including you shouldn't even have to file. Just having the threat of bankruptcy back on our side is what is the most important thing. We've been around for 17 years, guys, and I'm here to tell you that that is the truest, most important thing that you will ever hear, at least in the next few months, on the student loan problem. So we've got this great bill, S-2598. It's in great position, could be passed tomorrow. We need to fight to get this bill passed by, before the election, before November. So if you have any questions or comments, throw them out. I'm going to keep it really brief tonight. As I said, I'm sick, which sucks. So I'm going to keep it a little bit short, but I will happily and gladly respond to any questions or comments you may have if I can see them on Facebook or Twitter. So our bill is in a very good spot right now. A couple of announcements I want to make. Lisa Ansell in Los Angeles is spearheading an effort to respond to what's called a negotiated rulemaking session. It's the stupid thing. And Lisa is very smart, by the way. Lisa's a Harvard graduate. But I'm here to tell you, it's kind of a stupid thing. The good thing about these neg-reg sessions are that we can have our voice heard. So we need to crash that party. Left to their own devices, this neg-reg thing will just be a complete joke, as it has been for the past 17 years. We can crash that party. We can do public comments. And unfortunately, I do not seem to be able to find, thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Joanna. I do not seem to be able to find the link to register your comments at this neg-reg.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Joanna.
Shut up.
I do not seem to be.
Shut up. Okay. So I do not seem to be able to find the link to registering comments for this neg reg session, but hopefully if somebody in the comments can put them in there for me, that would be very helpful. And we're going to be pushing everyone in our group, all 1.234 million people, to register their own comments in this for this neg reg session. So on paper, the neg reg session is devoted to improving the PSLF, Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. The whole thing is just a joke in the first place. My comment, I don't know what yours is going to be, but my comment is going to be cancel all federal student loans, federally owned student loans, return bankruptcy to all student loans, cancel the federal lending system, and start from scratch, because this bread is toast. So that will be my comment. Make them feel your pain. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to say, but most of us are of a certain age where we know enough about this lending scam that we can all sort of think for ourselves. Vanjie, I see here tonight. Oh, we have a question actually from Vanjie. Let's see here. Vanjie asks, what do you think is the most important thing to say? You know, at this point, I think it is a matter of us getting through to the bureaucrats and, quite frankly, demoralizing them and pointing out that they are sailing on a sinking ship. You know, we were getting nowhere for 15 years fighting for bankruptcy until we started the petition calling for the cancellation of all federally owned student loans and the return of bankruptcy to all student loans, including federal and private. I think it's better to go big, Vanjie. I really do. I think that we need to say, guys, stop it. Just stop. The lending system is done. It's toast. Even before the pandemic, 85% of all borrowers were never going to be able to repay their loans. That's true. That comes from the guy who ran the federal lending program under President Trump. Even before the pandemic, 58.4% of everyone, nearly 60%, so nearly 2/3 of everyone, were not paying on their student loans before the pandemic. Today, almost nobody is. So this thing is gone. It's toast. You know, maybe 15% of the people will continue to pay, but the other 85% will not, and they should not. This is a big government failed lending scam, and it's unconstitutional. And I know many people out there have already repaid many times what they've originally borrowed. Somebody I'm looking at right now, I happen to know, borrowed $26,000, has repaid $100,000, still owes $132,000. This is nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. This lending scam is a joke, a gimmick, it's a fraud, and it's failed. And in my humble opinion, nobody should ever pay another dime on their student loans. So the stronger your comments can be on this negotiated rulemaking session, the better. Hey, Vanessa Myers with us tonight. Hey, Vanessa. She says, I think it's important to mention if you plan to be joining the student debt strike. So my comment there, Vanessa, it's what we're talking about is not a strike. It's like, oh, we're not going to pay until you meet our demands, and then we'll pay. That's what a strike is. Like, we're not going to work until you meet our demands, then we'll work. No. That's not what this is. This is the end of the federal student loan system. Call it a strike if you want, but that's nonsense. We're talking about a debt deletion here, guys. We're talking about a failed lending scam that will never be brought back. So whether you want to sign your name on a thing saying, oh, I'm a debt striker, or even calling it a strike, in my opinion, is kind of stupid. But so those are my thoughts there. I think strike is just the wrong word. But certainly the most common denominator for all of that is don't pay. Don't be an idiot. Don't throw your very good money after more good money. You know, if you're like many people I see here tonight, you've paid enough and you shouldn't pay anymore. You know, this is a lending beast. It should not be fed. It should be starved. It should be taken to the bath and drowned in the tub. So any comments you make on this negotiated rulemaking session, my humble opinion, should be along those lines. So as I said, say what you want. We're not going to micromanage people here. We can't do that. But make them feel your pain, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have to take this shit. And unfortunately, although I said we have 1.44 million people on our group, fact of the matter is on any given day, maybe a few hundred, maybe on a good day, a couple thousand people are actually doing stuff. So we, you and me, Vanessa, Vanjie, Joanna, everybody else, we are the pioneers. We are the pioneers. What we do matters. We would not have a bankruptcy bill, S-2598. We would not have that bill, but for the people on this group. We would not be talking about student loan cancellation by executive order. Very important little caveat there. We would not be talking about that, but for the petition that this group started and the people on this group who jacked that sucker up to over 1 million signatures. You have no idea how important you are. And I know we don't seem like we're like totally like the real deal, or we don't appear legitimate. The hallmarks of legitimacy escape us. We're not. I mean, we are very legitimate. Let me just say, over the past 17 years, this group is way more important than you might imagine. Now, we don't have a big office in Washington, D.C. We don't have millions of dollars in funding. We don't have any of those things. What we have are people. And I humbly believe that we are a nation of people, not a nation of laws. All the lawyers out there, don't forget that. That's very important. You're not as important as you think you are. The people are what's important in this country. And without the people on this group, we would not be talking about student loan cancellation by executive order. We would not have a bankruptcy bill to fight for. And that second thing, that bankruptcy bill, is the most important thing, whether you would ever or never file for bankruptcy. The most important thing. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Couple other quick announcements. You can see this awesome shirt that I'm wearing. Lisa has spearheaded these very limited edition shirts. And again, I want to... we would like to sell some more of these shirts. So far, I think we've sold like 12, and like I'm telling you guys, we're not a big money group. That's not what we are. We've also sold, I think, 12 or 14 of our hats. I'm not wearing one right now, but they're way cooler than this hat. Put it that way. We would like to sell some more of those, and Lisa would gladly reopen our storefront if you would be so inclined to want to buy a hat or a t-shirt. They're a little expensive, but it's definitely for a good cause. Definitely limited edition, so for what that's worth. But please help there. The third, and maybe I should have probably led with this, we have until basically the first week of October to get our bill through Congress. I don't think it's going to happen after the first week in October because early voting and the elections and politics and shit like that. Pardon my French. So we've got like 2.5 months, guys. 2.5 months to get our bill passed. August, the Senate and the House is probably going to be in recess. So we have the next 2 weeks, which is July, and then we have the whole month of September. And that's what we have, guys. That's what we have. So we have an email list of about 150,000 people. We would like to reach out to all of the people on our list. Right now, I think we can only afford to contact like 30,000 or so of those people every day. So we want to email all of those people every day for the next, until the first week in October when early voting begins. That's what we would like to do, and it's going to cost a little bit of money because email is surprisingly expensive. Like even going through the lowest cost thing, which I believe is MailChimp, which is what we use, and we shopped around pretty well. It's going to be like $1,600 a month to send people emails every single day, which is a ton. In our universe, that's a ton of money. So I need to ask everyone, we still need to raise about $100 to do the first month of emailing, $112 or something. So if you can donate, it'd be very, 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 very helpful. You can see the link there, studentloanjustice.org/donate. It's kind of an unlinked page, so you kind of have to type that in, but please do that. And we will make that happen. But beyond that, guys, money is not what we're doing here. We're not trying to make money. That's just ridiculous. If you saw my shitty little apartment that I'm living in, you would know how ridiculous that is. But your actions are the most important thing that you can provide to us. This is your problem. This is your battle. We need you on our team. We need you fighting with us. We've done miraculous things with a tiny number of people and almost no money. Just imagine if we had 100,000 people a day doing what we need them to do. Simple things like sending tweets, like retweeting stuff, like very simple. And on that note, I would say go to our website, studentloanjustice.org, and click on our daily actions. And if you've never done one of our daily actions, do at least a month worth of our daily actions. You can do one daily action in probably about 45 seconds. It's like that quick. So we need you, guys. We need you, and you need us. And I'm telling you guys, after 17 years of doing this, if we rely on the talking heads on the internet in Washington, D.C., on you name the media channel, if we rely on those idiots to solve this problem for us, nothing, absolutely nothing good will ever happen. And in fact, I hate to talk bad about other student loan organizations, but if we rely on most, if not all, of the other student advocate groups or whatever they call themselves, we're going to be screwed. We're going to be screwed, ladies and gentlemen. That's how that works. At least one, if not, more than one. And I'm not going to mention any names like student debt crisis or anything like that, but if we leave it to these Washington, D.C. groups claiming to be fighting for student loan borrowers, we will get exactly what we've always gotten. This up to $50,000 loan cancellation bullshit from President Biden will come to mean almost nothing for almost everyone. $10,000 up to $50,000, we don't know. It's all going to be crap, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest trick that's ever been played on us, and what they are trying to play again, is to foist a fake loan cancellation on us. Up to $50,000 could mean anything. And if the Biden people and the unelected bureaucrats at the Department of Education have their way, it will come to mean almost nothing for almost everyone. That's just a fact. We've got to have the constitutional threat of bankruptcy returned to us. So the most important thing that anybody can be fighting for right now is S-2598. So do our daily actions, if you would, please. Be one of the 100,000 people a day that we would need to shut down the congressional switchboards of every sitting member of Congress. Do the daily actions so that we can overwhelm the Twitter accounts of every single person that we target. Like right now, we're targeting people like Charlie Kirk, this young asshole conservative guy. By the way, we're a nonpartisan group, fiercely nonpartisan. We hate Democrats. We hate Republicans. We hate that whole thing. But we target our daily actions in a very smart way. So I think you will find that it is fun, educational, and interesting. Maybe the last thing I'll say tonight before I sign off. And by the way, Vanjie says, I'm wearing mine. I think you mean the t-shirt, right? Yeah, cool. Yes, I agree. It is a very high quality t-shirt. And you are going to pay for it, by the way. It's a very expensive t-shirt. But it's a very nice t-shirt. But guys, be one of the 100,000 people a day that we need to fight and win this battle. Hey, Kara Rodriguez is here with us tonight. I know I have learned a lot doing the daily actions. Yeah, exactly, Kara. And, there's also a thing on our website called the special action. And you can see just a boatload of tweets that we've done over the past year or so. Those are as relevant today as they were the day that we tweeted them. So read them, read all of the articles that are linked to them, and you will be a very fine, fit, and capable student loan justice warrior so that you can fight this battle with us. And it's a battle easily won. Like Charlie Kirk, I'm just going to say, I tore that kid a new asshole. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He actually wrote a book about the college scam or whatever. And, out of one side of Charlie's neck, he goes, yeah, college is a scam. Out of the other side of Charlie Kirk's neck, he says, pay your loans. So the guy is just a complete fraud and a fake and a kid. So if you want to be on the winning side of this battle, the winning side, then join us and learn at least 80% of what I know. If you go to studentloanjustice.medium.com, I don't have that link right here. If you go to studentloanjustice.medium.com and read the first like 5 or 6 articles on that platform, you will read some jaw-dropping things, some jaw-dropping research that we have, the news that we have broken. Like the fact that most student loan borrowers are either Republican or independent. Most student loan borrowers are older rather than younger. Like the fact that most student loan borrowers were not making payments even before the pandemic. I could go on. We've broken a ton of very important news, not just in the past year, but over the past 17 years, quite frankly. So if you were to read the past 5, 6, 7 articles that we've written, yeah, you'll be very smart. You'll be as smart as me. And I'm not smart on many things, but I'm very smart on the student loan problem. So just please do that and it will help. And with that, I'm still just a tiny bit, have the sniffles and stuff, but I intend to fully hit it 1,000%, 150 million thousand gajillion percent this coming week. Going to go over the top, and I need you helping me. Everybody here tonight, Kara and Aaron, who says he is officially on strike. Good for you, Aaron. Don't call it a strike. It's not. It's way, way deeper than a strike. Vanessa, Vanjie, with everybody else is fighting with us that I see here tonight, and I applaud you. We are totally the pioneers. We are the warriors, and we fucking rock. Pardon my French, but we need everyone watching this being a warrior with us. Join our team. We can only win when you help. So I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. I need to get a little bit of rest and I need to hydrate and stuff. So I will be here tomorrow, God willing. We're going to hit tomorrow very, very hard. So please just be with us and help us. Many hands make heavy work light, as the Amish say. And as John Connor said, the fictional hero from that movie, Terminator, you have no idea how important you are. I think that's the second time I've said that tonight, but it's so true. So, okay, guys, let's make this next week count like never have we ever made any week count before in the 17-year history of our group. And let's make some news. Let's make some waves. Let's get this son of a gun solved. Actually solved, not pretend solved, not up to $50,000 solved, but actually solved. Starts with S2598. Don't forget that. So good luck, everyone. I'll see you soon. Thanks for the well wishes there, Vanessa and everybody else. Good luck. Godspeed. God bless everyone.